Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fitness Goal Friday. I'm super stoked that you guys are here joining me today because, again, you guys are the people who are committed. You are the people who are going to walk the walk and talk the talk, and you are committed to getting closer to your fitness goals, and ultimately, you're committed to getting closer to the best version of yourself. And whatever point you're at right now in your fitness journey and your health journey and on your goal journey, just know that whatever you've done in the past has got you to where you currently are. Whether you're happy with where you currently are or you're not happy with where you currently are. And that's not to say like I'm scolding you because you're not where you want to be and that's because of what you've done in the past. That's not the point at all. The point is to take ownership for that and realize that you have the responsibility and you have the accountability and you have the control to be able to become who you want to become. And so all your actions in the past have led you to where you are today, but also the thing that's empowering about that is all the actions that you do moving forward are going to lead you to becoming who you want to become or hopefully who you want to become, right? If you act according to what you should be doing or what you want to be doing in order to get closer to your goals. So wherever you are right now, just know that you can take control of your health. You can take control of your fitness from this point on. And if you want help with that, then you can go to nickcarrier.com/10-week programs, because in that, I'm going to help you define a goal. I'm going to help you create a strategy. I'm going to help you create a scoreboard. I'm going to help to hold you accountable and give you a badass workout plan in order to achieve your fitness goals. So again, nickcarrier.com/10-week programs. Whether you're here in Nashville, I can coach you in person, or if you're not in Nashville, I coach a ton of people across the country as well. And sometimes those are even a lot of fun because we get to hop on Zoom calls one time a week and get to check in to see how you're doing and all that kind of stuff. So again, nickcarrier.com/10-week programs. But today I want to talk about the first aspect of my goal setting framework and my goal setting methodology. And that's what I call creating your BYG, your best you goal. And essentially it all stemmed from Simon Sinek. Essentially created this movement around finding your why, like what's your motivation behind the goal that you want to achieve. And I always thought that was kind of hokey, like finding your why. Like it was just kind of this soft topic. Like, why is that important? Just give me the X's and the O's and give me the exact strategy and I'll follow that and I'll get closer to my goals. I don't need to know why I'm doing it. But then what I've realized through my own goals and through seeing other people achieve or go through their goals is figuring out your why is not all that important in the beginning in regards to motivation in the beginning. Because a lot of times when you're starting on a goal or you're starting on some sort of journey, you're pretty motivated in the beginning, right? You're like ready to attack and you're highly motivated. And so you're ready to go. But then inevitably, there's going to be a point 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, 5 weeks in, 3 months in, 3 years in, where you're not as motivated and you're going to run into a challenge. You're going to run into a roadblock. You're going to run into adversity. You're going to get injured. And if you don't have that why, you just might quit. You just might forget why you started in the first place, lose motivation, and quit altogether. And so this is a personal example. Like the first time I was attacking my sub 5-minute mile goal, a year and a half ago now, I got injured. I strained a calf muscle. And I never put a timeline to that goal. I didn't really say why I was doing it in the first place. I just kind of thought it'd be cool to do. And when I got injured, I was like, can't do it anymore. And so I stopped. This time around, I'm doing it. I'm in the middle of this as I'm recording this episode. It's beginning of week 7 of my 10-week running program. 3 weeks ago, I rolled my ankle. And I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I'm injured again. But this time I went in with a much more clearer why. Because I wanted to essentially walk the walk. I'm coaching people to their fitness goals. I'm showing them how to create a scoreboard. I'm showing them how to create a strategy. Now I want to do the same thing with one of my current fitness goals. And I want to prove that I'm willing and able to do it. And that I'm willing and able to put myself through something very difficult and something that gets me out of my comfort zone and end up achieving whatever it is that I want to achieve. And so like my why was very clear. So this time when I rolled my ankle, I was like, this isn't going to stop me. Like, okay, what do I need to do? I contacted physical therapist. I contacted different people like in Vanderbilt Health and asked them, what do I need to be doing? What ankle rehab do I need to be doing and stuff like that in order to continue to make progress. And I got a lot of help. I got a lot of feedback. And luckily the ankle injury didn't end up being as bad as it could be, but I iced a lot. and I did rehab exercises. I'm still doing rehab exercises. And so my point is, my why was very clear. So when this challenge, when this roadblock, when this injury came, I found a way to fight through it. And so when you're coming up with your best you goal, that's essentially you're thinking about, why am I doing this? Like, why am I starting this in the first place? Like, who do I want to become? Because essentially you want to create goals that force you to become somebody, a better version of yourself. Like, they force you to gain some experience, gain some knowledge, gain some courage that you don't yet currently have. And so you think about, okay, what's my why? Like, who do I want to become? What are these things that I want to gain from going through this? And you write it down. I want you to spend some time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. When I have people go through my goal setting process, I have them set a timer for like 3 minutes and figure out what their best you goal is, figure out why they're doing it, figure out the person that they want to become at the end of 10 weeks. Like, how are they going to see themselves differently? What are they going to think differently? What are they going to be doing differently on a daily basis? And a lot of people will come up with things like, I want to be a good role model for my kids, or I want to be more confident with going into the summer and putting on a bathing suit. I want to think more highly of myself. I want to be the type of person who really takes their health very seriously, because there's a lot of people who are, maybe in their 30s and their health, they're getting to the point where you really got to start taking care of your health, or things can start going badly in the wrong direction pretty quickly. And so they're like, I want to start setting up habits now so that I'm set up for success moving forward. And those are some great whys. Those are powerful whys. That way, when something challenging comes, you can remember that, okay, this is why I'm doing it. Like, maybe this isn't going to make me super motivated right now, but it will allow me to at least keep pushing forward. So you think about who you want to become, what are the things that you want to gain from this, why you're doing it. But then the second part of this best you goal is, what is it that you want to avoid? Like, if you didn't stay committed to this process, if you didn't stay committed to this strategy over the next 10 weeks, how upset would you be? Like, how would you view yourself for coming up short? How would you view yourself for not following through on the things that you kind of know you should be doing? And then you journal about it. You think about, okay, what is this person that I'm terrified of? What is this thing I really want to avoid? And that way you have motivation in both directions. You have motivation in the direction of, why am I doing this? Who do I want to become? And you're working towards that. But then you also have the motivation from, who am I trying to run away from? Who am I trying to avoid? And so you have motivation in both directions, which can be equally as helpful, right? I mean, like, if you're running away from a lion, you're probably going to be running a whole lot faster than you were if you were just running on your own, right? So what am I working towards? What am I working away from? And so I would encourage you guys, if you have a current goal, or if you're about to start a goal, take the time to sit down and answer some of those questions. Why am I doing this? And again, think deeper. Who do I want to become? What are the things that I want to gain from having gone through this? What will this allow me? How will I be thinking about myself differently on a daily basis? What will I be doing differently on a daily basis? And then also answer, what am I trying to avoid? What am I trying to run away from if I don't follow through with this goal? This is one of the most important steps of my goal setting framework, and this is why we start with it right off the bat. We've got to get clear on our why. And again, it's not necessarily, because it's super important right in the beginning, it's not necessarily going to give you like a ton of motivation right in the beginning, because you're probably already going to be motivated. You're already going to have a sense of urgency. You're like, I want to get started with this goal. I want to get going. I want to get going. I want to get going. But again, it comes into play when the challenges come. It comes into play when you get injured. It comes into play when your car breaks down. It comes into play when your child gets sick. It comes into play when COVID hits, right? It comes into play when life happens, essentially, is the easiest way to boil it down. So you want to create your you want to create your best you goal. You want to create your why. You want to figure out what you're trying to avoid. So I'd encourage you guys to take a few minutes to answer some of those questions to get clear on your best you goal.